Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. Alright, from the independent scene to the main event of WrestleMania, cover it all here on Robert Sports Show. So we got a couple shows from this past week in GCW. I'm going to go ahead and cover here. One is going to be The Sky is the Limit, and the other one's going to be You Only Die Once. I know right now, GCW No Signal in the Hills 4 is on Thriller TV from Los Angeles on the Ukrainian Cultural Center, and then tomorrow is GCW Save Me. I will get both of those watched over the next couple of days and get those up Monday, Tuesday-ish. And then next weekend we have GCW Homecoming Day 1 and 2 from Atlantic City. So yeah, a lot of GCW shows coming up, everything from 2023 and 2024, every show I have reviewed here on Robert Sports Show. So we're going to run down these two from this past week, two of the three from the Tokyo show, the DDT GCW Never Ending Noisy Story 2 is already up. Never Ending Noisy Story is already up. That was up on, looks like a couple days ago. It's on the 14th. So these are the shows from the 17th and the 13th and 14th. So the first one here is going to be GCW The Sky is the Limit. First match on the card was Miyu Yamashita taking on Broski and Jimmy. Broski Jimmy cutting his promo saying how he's going to beat Miyu Yamashita, that he's the deathmatch prince or whatever he's calling himself because he's been hanging out with Matt Cardona, and goes out there and loses in a 7-minute match to Miyu Yamashita. Was pretty darn epic. The fact that it was a good match though. It's 7 minutes. I give it a 3-star. Miyu getting the victory there. Next up, we had the GCW Extreme title line. We had champion Maki Itoh taking on the great Sasuke. Yeah, this match, it is for the Extreme title. Now, it wasn't as extreme as you think it would be because it is the Extreme title. Maki Itoh was just grinding on the arm of great Sasuke a few times. We got a couple chairs. I mean, it wasn't a lot of violence. The biggest violent spot of this match was when Maki Itoh pulled out her cutest pizza cutter and started slicing on the great Sasuke. I thought that was kind of cool. Every time I see a pizza cutter, either from Maki Itoh or from Nick Gage, the only thing I can think of, and I still talk about it to people, was the match on Dynamite with Nick Gage and Chris Jericho, when Nick Gage is slicing Jericho with a pizza cutter, and it's picture in picture, and it's a Domino's commercial. I still find that spot hilarious. I'm thinking to myself, man, the people at TNT need to really pay attention to what's going on when you do picture in picture, because that is really not the commercial you would want during this match. But this match was okay, a little less than 12 minutes. I ended up giving it 3 1/4 with Maki Itoh getting the victory there. Next up, we had Marcus Mathers and Joey Janela, the bad boy. A great match. We had two different styles here. Marcus Mathers more the dives and high-risk maneuvers versus the bad boy Joey Janela, who's more the mat-based, catches can kind of guy. Joey Janela getting the victory in less than 20 minutes. Nice little 20-minute match, 1937 to be exact. I ended up giving it 3.5 star. Next up, we had a very interesting match. We had Thrussy, Allie, Sheik, and Effy taking on Aja Kong, Mayo, and Masashi Tesca. Again, I'm not great at these Japanese names, so I don't do a lot of pro wrestling, Noah, or DDT. This match was all about devastating moves. You had quite a few from Mayo and Aja Kong and her dominance, and then there was some chairs in it from Thrussy, and it was just one of those kind of off the wall kind of crazy matches. It lasted a little over 10 minutes with Dark Sheik getting the pin on Aja Kong. I ended up giving it a 3 1/4 star. Next up, we had Danhausen taking on Kikutaro. You had Kikutaro come in. He tried to wipe the face off of Danhausen, the makeup and stuff. You had Danhausen trying to put a spell on Kikutaro. It was just a combination of that kind of stuff. Just really wasn't a match, more than just kind of a play, kind of screwing around. I ended up giving it 2.5. Technically, Danhausen won the match, but it really wasn't a match. And so Danhausen get the victory there. Next up, we had a intergender tag match. We had Masha Slamovich teaming up with Rina Yamashita, taking on Gringo, Loco, and Violent Jack. These four took it to one another. Ooh, what a match. You had Masha and Rina, just one hell of a tag team. I mean, beating down Violento Jack, beating down Gringo Loco, and just a hell of a wrestling match between these four. 3.5 star with the women of Masha Slamovich and Rina Yamashita getting the victory. Main event was for the GCW World Heavyweight title. 2 members of formerly of Second Gear Crew, champion Mance taking on one called Manders. This was a bloodbath with chairs. We actually had a table. So in GCW, typically we have doors. We have chairs. We make a door bridge, and those are what we use as tables. Because we were in Japan, we had actual tables that don't like to break. And so they didn't want to break it first. And the chairs, I mean, we busted people open with these chairs. We had a bloody mess. Both guys were bloody. Both guys were just like trying to tear the tar out of one another. Again, Mance turned on Second Gear Crew. One called Manders, Matthew Justice, and the family of Second Gear Crew, Effy and Allie, Katch, and everyone. And the fact that Mance not only turned on Second Gear Crew, he went with Matt Cardona, who's against Second Gear, who's against Effy and all them. So you just had this civil war almost break out with these two. One hell of a match. Mance retaining his GCW World title. Ended up giving the match 3 3/4. So it was match of the night. Probably one of the best matches of the weekend of the Japanese tour. So that was Sky is the Limit. So stay tuned to Rubber Sports Show, and I will review the You Only Die Once. So that is Rubber Sports Show, from the independent scene to the main event of WrestleMania. Don't just have a great evening, have a spiffy night. Rubber Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports channel content.